Hey everybody, Ace here and welcome back to a brand new season of MetroMania. For those who aren't aware, MetroMania is a 16 Pokemon Metronome-only double battle tournament to determine the MetroMania Champion. Last season was all about Alolan forms in Pokemon Let's Go. Some of you were into that, some of you weren't. For those who weren't, sorry. But rest assured, don't worry, this season is in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I got a couple of things that I need to tell you about for Season 7. Now, Season 7 is only going to feature Pokemon that are found in the Galar region. However, the catch is I haven't included Pokemon that are Galarian forms or Pokemon that are evolved forms of Galarian Pokemon, because I want to wait and see if any more are announced a little bit later down the line. Do you know what I mean? So maybe while this season's underway and maybe while the next season's underway, maybe we'll see more Galarian forms, because there aren't very many at the moment, and I just want to see if more are announced before I go throwing them in and then thinking, God, I should have waited to do the Galarian forms and Galarian evolutions season. So that's why. But anyway, I've used a random number generator to find 16 Pokemon from the Galar region to compete in this season of Metromania. And the other thing I wanted to mention is there's a slight change in the format. Over the last 6 seasons of Metromania, the one main criticism people have had is that if the video is shorter than normal, then you know it's a 2-0 victory to one of the Pokemon, and it generally is, because it's shorter because there aren't 3 battles. And ultimately that means that when you watch the first round out of 3, you know who's going to win, so you don't need to watch the rest of the video. And it's kind of like, yeah, I get that, that makes complete sense. Like, why watch the whole video when you already know who's going through, because you know who was dominant and you know there isn't time to fit 2 battles in and there's only going to be 1. And I totally get that. So what I've decided is we're going to do 3 rounds every single time. Every episode of Metromania in Season 7 will be 3 rounds long. And of course, I know what you're thinking.
But what if someone wins the first 2 rounds and is obviously going through?
That means the challenger who lost that round will have a chance to play for pride, because let's face it, being knocked out 2-0 is pretty bad. Nobody wants to get 3-0, do they? So that's how we're going to get around that little issue, and it just means more Metromania for you guys, more ridiculous metronome battles, and just more fun in general, I reckon. Now, if you are looking forward to this season of Metromania, make sure you hit the like button. Let's go for a goal. It's the first episode of a new season of Metromania. Let's go for a disgusting goal. Let's go for 2,500 likes, and of course, hit subscribe, because you are not going to want to miss an episode. And of course, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. Oh, this is strawberry banana, and I'm having it with milk, and it's absolutely amazing. It's like a strawberry and banana milkshakey smoothie thing, and it's just, oh, give me more. Code ACE is what you need. But without further ado, with all that out the way, let's have a look at which competitors are going to be in Metromania Season 7. Let's have a look at the brackets. And here we are. Here are the brackets. So we have Cinderace, Toxtricity, Frosmoth, Corviknight, Polteageist, Grimmsnarl, Coalossal, Orbeetle, Alcremie, Copperajah, Cramorant, Appletun, Duraludon, Dragapult, Eiscue, and Hatterene, all competing for the title of Metromania Season 7 Champion. But it's time to start things straight off with Cinderace versus Toxtricity. This is going to be awesome. So here we go, the first battle of Metromania Season 7. I'm excited, I'm nervous. I wish I'd had a poo before I did this video, because I'm really, really nervous. But let's get things started. We've got everybody on the field. Of course, everyone's got their primary abilities in here. That's what we tend to do in Metromania. So Cinderace has Blaze, Toxtricity has Punk Rock. Blaze, of course, powers up Fire-type moves. Cinderace's HP is less than a third of maximum, as Cinderace starts things off with Scary Face. Toxtricity's Punk Rock increases the power of sound-based moves that Toxtricity uses, if it gets to use them for the metronome, by 30% and protects it from them by 50%. Here we see Bind from the shiny Cinderace, which is going to be on the shiny Toxtricity. Little bit of chip damage, but also a little bit of damage at the end of each turn as well, so not a bad play. Bind and Wrap are actually very useful in Metromania. Here's an Icy Wind. It's not going to be very effective from the shiny Toxtricity on both the Cinderace there, but it will slow them down by 1 stage each, so that could help out Toxtricity. Not sure on the similarities in speed. I do think that Cinderace might be considerably faster, but I guess we'll find out in a moment, because the speed has dropped on each of them by 1 stage. Now it's over to regular Toxtricity. What's it going to do here? We're going to go for Growth, so it's going to increase its attack and special attack by 1 stage. I went for the amped forms of Toxtricity. If you watched Toxtricity form fight, you'll know that there's basically no difference apart from 1 move that they can learn. So don't worry about that. As we see that bind damage taking effect on Toxtricity, I just thought the purple and yellow was a bit more striking. That's all. Well, kind of pinkish and yellow in this case. I guess. Thanks, Shiny, for ruining my idea. Court Change, very interesting there. That's a move I'm not familiar with, so I'll have to look that one up. Here's a Parting Shot, though, from Cinderace. Of course, it's not actually going to leave the battle, though, so it is just going to drop the attack and special attack by one stage of that Shiny Toxtricity there. Now it's over to Shiny Cinderace. What's it got on its mind here? It's going to go for Beat Up, which is only going to do 2 hits because there's only 2 Pokemon on its team. So little tiny bits of chip damage there. Everything looks so nice and clean, and I love that we've got Winden Stadium to use, because this now feels a bit more like a tournament than previous Metromanias, right? Here's a substitute, though, which is going to reduce the HP of Toxtricity, but protect it safely behind that substitute there, which looks adorable in this gen. It looks so wonderful. There's that bind damage. Not looking good for Toxtricity right now. Not the greatest of positions. I mean, it could go either way at the moment, but the Toxtricity team seems to be taking more consistent damage. Here's Shiny Toxtricity, though, who is getting ready to attack. It is faster than Cinderace, I just realized, so that Icy Wind did have an effect. Cross Poison, which will be Stab. Decent chunk of damage there. Didn't get the poison, though, unfortunately. Now it's time for Shiny Cinderace to retaliate, who's going to go for Flatter, so it wasn't a speed tie. It was a, now it's a speed tie because of the speed reduction, I guess. Here's Venom Drench. It did fail. Of course, that's because the Toxtricity is behind a substitute, I believe, as it pops out from behind the substitute to go for the Metronome and decides to use Wild Charge, which again is another stab move there. Someone's going to be, like, plugging me. Oh my god! 1 hit point for Shiny Cinderace left over. Very lucky. There's the recoil damage on Toxtricity. I was going to say, someone is schooling me about the speed difference between Cinderace and Toxtricity in the comments right now. I can feel it. Stop it. I can hear you typing. Don't do it. I'm a mind reader. As we see everyone gearing up, that was insane. Well done to Shiny Cinderace for withstanding that hit. Here's the Shiny Toxtricity with a Fire Punch. Which Cinderace is it on? It's on the Shiny, so unfortunately surviving on 1 hit point was all for nothing. Down goes Shiny Cinderace. We got 1 Cinderace versus 2 Toxtricity, and this battle has very much turned around right now. Cinderace is going to go for a substitute of its own. It's thinking, I'm going to protect myself for a little bit, drop a little bit of HP, and just hide behind that substitute. We got 2 substitutes on the field right now as Toxtricity pops out from behind its own. What will it do here? It's going to go for Brutal Swing, which is going to hit everybody on the field except its partner's going to take damage, and the substitute is going to protect Cinderace from any damage. Its partner is now, Shiny Toxtricity is now in the danger zone thanks to its partner. That was a bit of a dumb play right there. Probably not the best of ideas. I don't know which way this is going to go. Shiny Toxtricity, what have you got in store here now that your partner's attacked you? Going to go for Baton Pass. That's going to fail. Maybe that Brutal Swing's left you a little bit befuddled. And here's Cinderace popping out from behind the substitute, getting ready. And it's going to go for what move? It's going to go for Lava Plume, which is going to hit everything on the field. But that substitute is going to protect regular Toxtricity. Shiny Toxtricity, unfortunately, falls to the Lava Plume. Very unfortunate. I wonder where that leaves the substitute for Toxtricity. What's that going to do? It's not damaged, it's not broken, so Toxtricity is going to still remain behind that substitute as it gets ready with its Metronome, and it goes for Sky Attack, a 2-turn attack, which protects Cinderace for the next 2 turns at least. So not the smartest play in this position in the battle, because you need to be attacking, but now you've basically guaranteed Cinderace has at least 1 turn where it's not going to get hit, because you've wasted your turn on Sky Attack. Very, very unfortunate for Toxtricity there. Here comes Cinderace starting off the next turn, looking smug, looking like it knows that it might have this battle in hand. Goes for Eerie Impulse, so that's not going to affect Toxtricity, the move that I believe Toxtricity's other form learns. There's the Sky Attack. Surely that should eliminate that substitute of Cinderace, but I guess we'll see. There you go, substitute has gone, so Cinderace is now unprotected, if you like, you know, for lack of a better term, phrasing. And we're going to see just how much that affects Cinderace, I guess. Unless it can get rid of Toxtricity's high horsepower, which would have been 4 times effective on Toxtricity. That substitute absolutely paying dividends there. It will fade now, so that means that Toxtricity now is not protected. But high horsepower was a fantastic choice of move for Cinderace there. It's just a shame it didn't get to use it on Toxtricity, who busts out Prismatic Laser, Shades of Necrozma. How much damage is that? A huge damage to Cinderace, and Cinderace is down. It is 1-0 to Toxtricity, so well done to the Toxtricity team. That is absolutely incredible. This battle is already insane so far. What's going to happen next? Cinderace, you have 2 more rounds. If you fail this round, your 3rd round will be playing for Pride. Remember that. But of course, it could go either way. Cinderace could claw back a 2-1 victory for all we know. Here's a Healing Wish. It is going to fail on the first turn. It ain't going to win with moves like that, though. What will regular Cinderace do? Of course, they've got the speed advantage back now. Goes for Wonder Room, so it's going to switch Special Defense and defense stats, I believe. Yeah, okay. So everyone's special defense and defense are now swapped for whatever reason. Here we see the regular Fire Fang coming out from the regular Toxtricity there on the regular Cinderace. Not going to do a lot of damage there. Certainly not going to get a burn on that one. And here we see the shiny Toxtricity, who is going to start this round off with a Steel Wing, which again is not very effective. But they are dishing out damage and they are doubling into that regular Cinderace. They're thinking, take away one of the threats. There's the defense raise as a result of that Steel Wing, thanks to shiny Toxtricity. So that's a very, very lucky play there. Now it's over to Cinderace to start off the next turn. What does it have in store here? Going to go for Rock Smash. Maybe try and lower the defense of Toxtricity. Of course, being a poison type, it's going to resist the fighting type Rock Smash. Doesn't get the defense drop either. Very unfortunate for Cinderace there, as shiny Cinderace goes for Throat Chop, which I love. I love this move. Watch this. Oh, I don't know why. I just love when those colors invert for that split second. Critical hit on shiny Toxtricity, bringing it close to half its max HP as it looks to retaliate. What's it going to do here? Going to go for Mach Punch, which isn't going to do a great deal of damage, but at least it's neutral damage. Does a decent chunk there to that regular Cinderace. And now we've got regular Toxtricity, who is going to go for Mind Reader. Oh, we're going to make sure that whatever move it uses next, I believe this makes sure that the next hit is guaranteed to not miss. Is that right? Someone let me know in the comments, because I'll cry otherwise, because gotta know all the moves, right? You gotta know every single one, or you're not a real Pokemon fan. That's what they tell me on Twitter. What a toxic place. Here's Iron Tail, which is going to do not as much damage as I thought. I was about to say big chunk damage. Absolutely didn't. From Cinderace to that regular Toxtricity. Shiny Cinderace going to go for Aurora Veil, but no hail is in effect. So unfortunately, that is not going to have any effect on this battle. Here we see a double kick coming out. The fabled double kick that the internet hates so much from Toxtricity. Bringing that regular Cinderace down to less than half its max HP. Now it's over to shiny Toxtricity to follow up on its partner's actions. What will it do? Goes for Misty Terrain, of all things. I mean, why not? Sure. As if the battlefield didn't look lovely enough, let's get some pink smoke, why not? I'm a bit disappointed in how Misty Terrain looks in this gen. I liked the way it looked in 7th gen a lot better, where it actually looked like the terrain had changed, whereas this is just like, you know, someone's done a few little pink farts on the battlefield. Here we see Past Liam waking up and getting these battles ready to go. Here we are. Well done, Past Liam. Cinderace is going to go for Smart Strike, which is a guaranteed hit on that shiny Toxtricity there. Nearly said Cinderace. Very confusing. We see shiny Toxtricity is now less than half its max HP. Shiny Cinderace is going to go for Heavy Slam. I mean, you're not that heavy, are you, boy? But it's nice to see... Oh, I say girl. I should say girl. It's a lady Cinderace. It's a Lola bunny. And here we see shiny Toxtricity just sitting pretty. Not a lot of damage from that Heavy Slam from a light Pokemon. Here's a not very effective Energy Ball, though, which won't do a great deal of damage to shiny Cinderace there, but it's a decent chunk of damage for shiny Cinderace at this stage of the game. Any damage is better than no damage. Here's Toxtricity, a regular one, going for Dual Chop, that two-turn dragon type move. It's a fine couple of hits there on that shiny Cinderace, but nothing that shiny Cinderace has to really worry about right now. What are we going to see in the next couple of turns? I've got no idea. Where is this battle going to go? Is Toxtricity going to claim its victory and move on to the next round? We see an Accel Rock coming out from shiny Cinderace, or is Cinderace going to even this up? This could go any way at the moment. It's anybody's game. Everybody wants to go to the finals. Here's a Stab Fire Fang from regular Cinderace, though. That's a great chunk of damage there to Toxtricity, and a flinch as well. Over to shiny Toxtricity. What could it do here? What's it going to go for? Going to go for Dragon Dance. Increase its attack and its speed by 1 stage apiece. Very, very good play there, but are you going to be able to make use of it? That's the important thing. There goes the attack. There goes the speed. Wonder Room has worn off, so everybody's defense and special defense has gone back to what it rightfully should be. And where is this battle headed? Shiny Toxtricity, the fastest thing on the field right now, is going to go for Surf, which will be super effective on both those Cinderace. How much damage is that going to do to these Cinderace, though? Huge damage! And it takes out its partner. That is not good at all. Super effective on both Cinderace. Down goes the regular Cinderace. So a decent play, but a very risky one at that. Now it's over to shiny Cinderace to try and do something for its team. Goes for Guard Swap. You can't be using moves like that at this stage. You need to do something that takes out this Toxtricity. Otherwise, you've lost this and you have to play for Pride in the 3rd round. You've only got 31 hit points, shiny Cinderace. You need to figure something out right now. Shiny Toxtricity is getting ready. It can sense victory, going for Acupressure, wanting to increase its stats even more. I probably would have gone on the offensive, to be honest. up goes its attack by 2 more stages, so it's now at what, +3 attack? Unless it had its, no, I don't think it's had its attack lowered, so it is at +3 attack. Although Cinderace goes for Roost, which means that its HP is going to be restored by 50%, which is a fantastic play right there. Puts itself right back in the game. The Misty Terrain has disappeared from the battlefield, and it's anybody's game right now. Toxtricity is actually no longer in the driver's seat in this battle. It now has an uphill fight to try and take out, oh, goes for Grassy Terrain, wants some healing. That's a very smart play, actually. Try and get some healing for the next few turns to try and build up your HP, although it has the kind of, the backfire of restoring HP to Cinderace as well. So Cinderace is in a very good position right now. Goes for Sing, wants to put Toxtricity to sleep, and of course the Misty Terrain's gone, so it's going to be able to put Toxtricity to sleep, and that is just very, very unfortunate for Toxtricity. It's now a sitting duck on the battlefield, although it does have the Grassy Terrain healing each turn, but also its opponent is being healed, and that is a concern for Toxtricity right now. If it wants to get that 2-0 victory and move on to just, you know, not have to worry in the last round, because let's face it, if Toxtricity wins this round, it goes to a third, and we go into round 3, it's not going to worry about winning round 3 or anything. Here's a U-turn from Cinderace, which is going to hit Toxtricity, bring it back down into that danger zone, but of course, that Grassy Terrain is still going to heal it back up, but Cinderace is laughing right now with the amount of HP it's had restored. It's gone up from 31. It's gone up almost 100 hit points. It's just 4 hit points away from 100 increased of HP after that roost earlier. Here we see it go for Psyshock, which is super effective. That is dangerous for Toxtricity. Let's see how much damage it does. Takes it down, and it's an equalizer. We now have 1 apiece. Cinderace 1, Toxtricity 1. This third round is very, very important right now, because this is the round where we determine who goes on, who is the first of our quarterfinalists in this 7th season of Metromania. I nearly said 5th. Where have I been for the last 30 weeks? 5th? 7th. Here we go. Shiny Cinderace starting off proceedings. What's it got in mind? Got to be feeling a bit confident. Goes for Drain Punch. Not really useful at this stage. Also not that useful against the Poison type, but still did a decent chunk of damage. It's got to be feeling confident going into this third round, because it really dominated that last section of this battle. We see Rock Blast from regular Cinderace. We're going to get 1 hit. They are doubling in on that regular Toxtricity there. That's 2 hits. That's 3 hits. This is not good for this Toxtricity. Just the 3 hits, though. Now it's the Toxtricity team's turn. Oh, that's a hard thing to say. Toxtricity team's turn. We see Shiny Toxtricity go for Headbutt onto that regular Cinderace there for a nice chunk of damage as well. Over to regular Toxtricity. What is in store? Goes for Sheer Cold. That is an Ice type 1-hit KO move, and it's going to land on the Shiny Cinderace, and it goes down. Holy moly. Of all the 1-hit KO moves to hit a Fire type with, and you go for Sheer Cold. I appreciate your gusto, Toxtricity. Wow. What a fantastic play. We are already down to 1 Cinderace, and this Cinderace has got some work to do right now. We see Pound coming out from that Cinderace onto the regular Toxtricity, and Pound did a fair bit of damage for Pound. Give Cinderace credit for its physical prowess. Here's Dream Eater, which isn't going to hit from Toxtricity to that non-sleeping Cinderace. Now Shiny Toxtricity has an opportunity. Going to go for Moonlight, and its HP is full. It's a wasted turn. Another opportunity for Cinderace. Cinderace needs to take out one of these Toxtricity ASAP to even these odds. It's still got a decent amount of HP left. Goes for Aura Sphere, which will be not very effective, focusing on the Toxtricity with the lower amount of HP, but of course, it's still not quite enough. Cinderace isn't really much of a special attacker. It needs to use physical moves. My dog is awake. Here's Shockwave, which will be powered up by the powered up by same type attack bonus, I should say. So that is a decent chunk of damage there on Cinderace. Here's Dig, though. This is dangerous. Cinderace needs to either jump in the air with Bounce or Fly, or use Earthquake or Bulldoze or something like that to damage that underground Toxtricity. If that Toxtricity is able to hit a ground type move on that Cinderace, it could all be over. Cinderace goes for Focus Energy. It's not even trying. That is not good. The writing may be on the wall for Cinderace right now. There's the Dig from Toxtricity. Huge damage there. Is it enough? Takes down Cinderace, and Toxtricity is your first quarterfinalist in Season 7 of Metromania. I forgot what the series was called. I'm such a professional. Well done, Toxtricity. Well, what a way to start off Season 7. That was fantastic. We got Toxtricity being absolutely brutal in those battles, Cinderace clawing it back in the second round, and just some great plays all around. That was fantastic to watch, and I really, really enjoyed it. I love this kind of thing so much, and this is definitely what MetroMania is all about, and I'm just really excited for the rest of the season now. This one's going to be freaking awesome. Of course, tune in next week for Heat 2, where we're going to see Frosmoth take on Corviknight. That's going to be, it's going to be tough for Frosmoth, I reckon. Jesus. And of course, that's where I'm going to leave this episode of Metromania. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're hyped for Season 7. If you are, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people down here do and see Metromania before anybody else, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And of course, use code ACE for money off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.